Nod or shake reviews. Willie nod or Willie shake. Yeah!
Hello, Johnny here with Jim Bobby. Welcome to another thing of Nod or Shake Reviews. Nod if it's good, shake if it's not so good. Either way, you should check it out because you might find your new favorite movie. On to the review. It's snowing. On to the review. All right. Before we drop the title on you, a couple things you need to know about me because maybe this might have affected my review. I'm not sure. 8 o'clock is my bedtime. I get delusional around 7:30. So again, that might affect how I felt about this movie. But yeah, so any event, if you have a party going on and it's any time after 7, don't invite me. Having said that, infinity pool. No.
Nope.
At one point, I just thought I was dreaming because I was just half asleep. I feel bad because I really like Brandon Cronenberg. I think he's a solid director and writer. But I actually thought that the concept was really cool, but it kind of just felt like, this is a cool concept.
Yeah.
And I don't need anything more.
Don't need any explanation.
I mean, the explanation I'm like kind of fine without, but like
What
it just
did it remind you of anything?
No, what?
The concept is
I mean, the
has
cloning
been-
concept. It's not exactly
no,
the
not
newest thing.
not just about the cloning, but like I feel like the root of the concept is how corrupted people can become.
Yeah. Oh.
And it right from the Twilight Zone episode where they're all wearing masks for the whole night.
Oh, is that Eye of the Beholder?
I think so.
No. I don't know.
Where they're all wearing masks for the whole night until midnight. They're allowed to take the masks off, and the masks changed their faces to make them look as evil as they were on the inside, on the outside. And I feel like that's what this movie essentially was doing, was when you take away all repercussions for one's actions, you turn into a fucking monster. And essentially that's what this was.
Yeah.
I don't like the fact that you implement something such as cloning, and nobody on planet Earth knows about cloning. You go to this poor country where they clone people to exact justice upon said person who broke the law without getting into trouble with America, essentially. But there's no explanation as to like how they have this technology, why no one knows this technology exists. And I get that like it's supposed to be a little bit deeper than that. You're not supposed to be thinking about those things.
Yeah, that didn't bother me.
Then
I think
once you started not explaining shit like that, you didn't go any deep. You didn't delve deeper into anything. Well, the only thing I got to see was a grown man suck another woman's titty like she's fucking his mom, and it was just stupid looking. It was dumb. It was stupid. It was like, let's do this just cause. And I'm like, I mean, and I thought Mia Goth, dude, like for the first half she was fine. Then the second half, she got overacted that part.
Yeah, it was like nails on a chalkboard.
It was. It truly fucking was. It was like, all right, now this is so fucking ridiculous.
Yeah.
You got a Skarsgard.
Skarsgard.
Acting like a giant baby. Put the man in a diaper, and he's a giant baby. I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all. I didn't like how, I mean, like I saw the masks, and I was like, huh. That's kind of reminiscent of Twilight Zone. And then they kind of, it was essentially the Twilight Zone.
I know. I thought you were going to say, I saw the mask. I was like, good for you. I did too.
Instead of money and power corrupting the people, it was the fact that there were no repercussions for their actions that corrupted them.
I do think money was part of it though, because didn't you need money to have the process done?
Yeah, which I didn't understand that because Skarsgard was someone who was married to a woman who was pretty much the provider, and the woman ends up leaving him. How do you like? Are you planning
kind of
ahead?
make the leap that the friends maybe paid for him? I just think it was one of those things that it was like, man, this 2-hour movie could have been like a half hour and it would have been so much.
Oh, it got to a point where it was like so long. Like there were sex scenes that were like, okay, and literally the shots of the sex scenes looked like something from Demolition Man. When they put the things on and there's just like there's a titty here, there's a dick there, and then flash,
Damn,
flash,
bro.
flash, 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 and then 2 balls you got, and then I'm like, yo, bro, what are we watching? I mean, come on.
I mean, I wasn't too like, oh my god, this is so weird, because it's Cronenberg, so I was expecting a little bit of like, oh wow, this is bizarre, but
Yeah, but then you just pulled shit from like what you did on The Fly. Like when you got the dude who's ripping his own face off. That was from The Fly, bro. Come on. Come on.
yeah.
Like if you're going to do something, like do it new. Don't try and do things just for the shock and awe of it. And I agree with you, man. Like this guy knows how to direct a movie. I don't know did he write this?
Yeah.
Maybe he should stop. Thought that it was very long in the tooth, and then it got so long to the point where the actors, you didn't believe them. And then at the end, like, I don't get the end. You got Skarsgard sitting on a beach.
I think it was him. It was showing that he got addicted to doing it. That's kind of how I.
Yeah, I get that. I understand that, but like, you know, you go through this whole process. At a certain point, he wanted to leave. He wanted to get the fuck out. And then he beat his own self up and crushed his brains and then sucked her titty and then, oh, I'm going to stay here for life. No one else is here. It's during the rainy season, apparently. I'm going to stay here for life and wait for the baby talker to come back and allow me to clone myself and allow each of us get on a single boob. Dumbness.
This is a very R-rated Nod or Shake.
Well, it was an R-rated movie, bro. What do you want from me? It's gonna happen. I'm a fully grown man. Hope mommy ain't watching.
Alrighty. Thanks for cringing. I'm like, so my brain is just.
Yeah, Johnny's like a gremlin. Only instead of feeding him after midnight, if it's 8 o'clock and he's still not in bed, he turns into.
Let me tell you,
whatever this is.
They had the movie at 7:10. I was like, I almost skipped. I was like, oh no.
Well, I mean, I don't want to skip. This is a limited release movie, so you want to give it the credit it's due. But then you're like, man, this is why limited release is a thing, because this doesn't deserve to be in every movie theater.
Let me tell you, bro. At one point, I heard you like shallow breathing, and that's when I knew. I was like, yep, he's giving it a shake.
Oh, one of these.
Like for probably like a good half hour, I think you were doing.
Just
that.
an exhale for a half.
Yeah. Alrighty, thanks for cringing. February we got a book month. We got Ant-Man, Knock at the Cabin, something else I forget. But yeah, thanks for cringing. Good night.
Thanks for cringing.